we of course have extensibility, right? How do you build something that is an extension, an add-on, maybe even just a field extension, or really a complete custom UI or an app or something? That is point number one. How do you build this in a clean way? And there are various different methods, and I'm happy to go a bit more in detail because that's often one of the major topics that customers are interested in. Because obviously, if you're transitioning from, let's say, from an on-premise world into a cloud world, that's where a lot of the thought process goes in terms of how to bring these customizations in that we have existing in an on-premises environment now into a cloud environment. So first, extensions. Second one is data. So trying to keep your data clean, right? When you move into the cloud, you ideally take this time to look, in terms of what kind of data do you really actively use? Maybe which data do you need to archive, and which data could you maybe also repurpose to some extent? So there's a lot in terms of how to even get or keep also your data lean while you are in the cloud. So there's various different aspects with that as well. Then we have the third one, which is integrations. So trying to keep also a reliable integrations landscape, and ideally to connect to use the connection points through public available APIs, and having these various different also newer formats for like event-driven architecture, right, where we get informed, have a broker system where things get informed through a network. So these are kind of things where we're trying to also open up the customer space and move them into looking into how they can also consume their latest and greatest innovations around integrations. And then we have also the processes, so keeping the processes ideally as flexible as possible, right? Because if there's another market disruption, the last thing you want to do is that you kind of can't react to it. So there's also various ways of how to analyze processes and how to understand it and how to even tweak them to if you need them to. And the fifth thing is around operations, like keeping the operations as effective and efficient as possible.